What's happening, everybody? This is going to be a different kind of video. A lot of guys might be pissed off and a lot of the things that I say about this video. I'm going to be very brutally honest about this in this video here. And that's okay. I'm 33 years old. I'm getting old. I'm set in my ways. I don't really give a damn if somebody don't like what I believe. If you don't like what I believe, don't listen to me. I really don't give a damn either way. This is going to be a video about something I've been thinking a lot about, especially as I get older, and my goals that I would like to have in my life that I have not yet achieved. I think every man wants to have children. You know what I'm saying? He wants to fall in love with a woman that's worthy of having his kids, that's loyal, that's a good woman, that's a good person, that's a smart person. That's what I want. I like smart women. I like, funny women. I like women with a bit of personality and spice to them. That would be the type of woman I would like to have a child with. But depending on, whatever woman you're attracted to as a man, every guy's attracted to a different woman. Women are special creatures. Women are beautiful creatures because, most of us guys, we're guys. We like to fight, we like to drink, we like to cuss. That's what pretty much, we're pretty simple to pin down as men. Every woman is a different individual, independent individual. Women are special creatures for sure. Guys are pretty simple to understand. Like I said, we like to drink, we like to fight. That's pretty much what we like to do. That's what I like to do for sure. I like to drink, I like to fight, I like freedom. Those are, pretty much my main things. I like to drink, I like to fight, I like to be free, and I like women. And that's pretty much my four major things. But I've met a lot of people out there, and this video is basically a discussion on how to be really a man. Like, let's be about our business, right? There's not anybody out there anymore, unfortunately, talking to these younger guys, especially. Now, if you're my age, you probably pretty much already know how to be a guy. You've got it under control. But those younger guys, man, nobody's talking to those kids. All they're hearing is toxic masculinity. That's all horse crap. You know what I'm saying? There is no toxic masculinity. We need to be teaching these young guys how to be real men. It's a serious concern that Gen Z, I think the last study that I read, it was over 40%. It might have even been as high as 47%, but I know for sure it was over 40% of young men in Gen Z are single, but the young women are not. That's concerning. I think that has a lot to do with extreme feminism. Has destroyed young men. It's destroyed their self-image. It's destroyed their confidence. Not that I have anything against feminism. There's nothing wrong with women wanting to be equal. The problem is it never stops there. It's not just with women. This is all cultures all throughout history have never wanted to stop it just being equal. They want to achieve special status. And that's what women have achieved in our society. I love women, don't get me wrong. And women should be equal to a man under the law. I agree with that 100%. But when she gets treated better than a man, then we start to see problems. And we're starting to see them now in Gen Z. There's a lot of lonely young men out there in the country. And the suicide rate for a man is extremely high, especially a young man. This is a disturbing trend. And I'm here talking today to the young guys. That's what this video is about. And every platform I'm on, I'll put this video on, and maybe I'll help a young guy or two. I'll tell you a little bit about my story. my mother abandoned me at a very young age. She's not a good person. She's a drug addict. Me and her don't talk. We don't like each other. Matter of fact, we hate each other. My father was the only positive influence in my life. And my dad is a great man. Jerry Shepard is a great man. He was always good to me. He taught me how to be a man, how to be respectful to women. He taught me how to fight, how to defend myself. He's a really good human being. A lot better human being than I will ever be. I'm not as good as that man. I will never achieve his greatness. He's a great man. I'm a good man, a decent man on some days. If I'm having a bad day, I might be an okay man. But he's always a great man. So I got lucky enough to have a father that's just a great guy all the way around. And so I've worked factory jobs for the most of my life for 14 years. Hard to believe, I know I'm getting old, but 14 years I've worked in factories. And factory work is majority men. You do work with the occasional woman, but for the most part it's pretty male dominated. And it gave me a chance to meet a lot of different types of men. And it really taught me how to be a good man. And it also, unfortunately, I got to witness a lot of really weak men. How you should never be as a man. How you should never conduct yourself as a man. I've had a lot of supervisors that come into a factory, and because they have a degree, they're perceived to be smart when they're not. They're not smart. They have no idea what's going on the floor. They don't know how to run the machinery safely. They don't care in a lot of regard about men's safety. And they don't care, for the most part, if those men get back to their families. This is not how you conduct yourself as a man. It takes a weak, pathetic man to come into a factory or any dangerous place, the military, in any situation like that where men could get hurt or maimed or risk their lives, and you don't care about the people under you, you're a weak man. That's not how you conduct yourself at all. As a matter of fact, I'll give a personal story that I encountered when I worked at a place called FIT. I worked there for 3.5 years, and it was very hard work, very hard manual labor. I ran my ass off, up and down stairs, up and down stairs, up and down stairs. 12-hour shifts, didn't get a break, never got a break. We were that short-handed. I had to be very meticulous on my machinery. I had to really know my shit as a man, because if I fucked up in the computer system and I put something in wrong, or I put the wrong blades in the cut wheel wrong, guess what's going to happen? Well, Eli, you fucked us. You screwed us up, man. You just cost us $500,000. A lot of our runs were that much money. So I had to be about my stuff all the time. I had to double check my stuff all the time. And me and a good friend of mine, I thought he was a good friend. That didn't turn out so well. I considered him a brother. To me, when I call you brother, that's special. That's a privilege. That comes with honor. That comes with respect. And when you betray me, you're just a weak piece of shit. Which is what Shane turned out to be. Just a weak man. Pathetic man. Anyways, some men, unfortunately, will try to use you for their own gain. But our supervisor, Dusty, he was a new supervisor. He had worked at the company for some years, but he was a selfish piece of crap. He did not care about lockout, tagout policies, which is, if you don't know what that is, if you've never worked in a factory, you shut the machine down, you lock it all down, You do everything safely. Nobody gets hurt. Dusty didn't care about that. Dusty wanted to be a cowboy. Dusty wanted to say, let's get all the product out. And since I'm the supervisor, right, since Dusty was the supervisor, it all went under his name. He looked good if we got, I don't know, the $600,000 product out a couple days before it was supposed to be out. And he didn't give a damn who got hurt, who got maimed, or who got killed. He skipped over safety procedures multiple times. Multiple times I stopped him. I overrode him. I said, no, I don't care if you're the supervisor. The crew's not doing it because they can get hurt. If you want to risk your own life cleaning the machine without the safety protocols, be my guest. But the crew's not doing it. And that's the end of discussion. You have to remember that most men that work in a factory are felons. They don't have the say-so that I might be able to come out and say and be free to say my point of view, because I'm not a felon. I've never been to jail, okay? They're not going to have the freedom I have to find another job. I can find another job overnight, pretty much. Make a phone call. I've been in the business 14 years. I have contacts. I can make a phone call real quick, got a job the next day. These guys are felons. They don't have that luxury. So they couldn't speak up. But you have Dusties in factories and in all aspects of life, not just the factory. This is why I'm telling this story. Dusty is a weak, pathetic, sorry excuse for a man. He's a weak man. He only cares about himself. He got offended multiple times because I overrode him. Never be afraid to get your balls up and say, no, you're not doing this. I don't care what your title is. It's done. It's over with. You're going to listen to what I say. I'm in charge now because you're putting people's lives in danger. There is a time for a man to do that. A recent study showed that 47% of young girls would want the man to take charge. And we're talking about Gen Z specifically here. Because I'm trying to give a little bit, tips of manhood to the young generation. I would say, Gen Z, to the young men, I know you've been poisoned. You've been pilled by extreme feminism, and you've been taught these nonsense terms like, toxic masculinity, which doesn't exist. That's nonsense. Listen, just be a man. Just be about your stuff. If you're attracted to a woman, go up to her, be a gentleman, ask her out, okay, take her on a date. When you go on the date, you pay for the date. You're the man. It's your responsibility to pay. You be a gentleman. You open her car door for her. You let her in the car. Be a gentleman, but also be a man. Be firm. Be strong. Don't be overbearing, okay? There's a fine balance you have to find in there. Women are living life on easy mode. You have to remember that. Guys are not. Our lives suck most of the time. We don't get to have a lot of fun. We're men. But it is what it is. We always have to look like we have things under control. We're in charge. We know what's going on. We got this. You know what I'm saying? And if you got to throw hands, throw hands. You know what I'm saying? If another dude's coming up, he's all about, your woman, throw hands. Punch him right in the mouth. Don't be afraid to do that. That's what men do. There's nothing wrong with being masculine. Just like there's nothing wrong with being feminine. Okay? Girls can be feminine. We want that. We want feminine women. And they want masculine men. And there's nothing wrong with being masculine. So the whole point of my speech here today, my little rant, I guess if you will, is do not be afraid to be a man. Don't be afraid to embrace masculinity. I love being a man. I love women. I love being masculine. I love taking charge sometimes and coming up to a supervisor, especially if he's a guy, right? And saying, no, That's not happening today. We're not doing it your way. We're doing it my way because you're putting people in danger. Don't be afraid to put weak men in their place. They do not get to be in charge. They're weak. You are strong. So you be a strong masculine man and you take charge of your shit. So that's my little rant for today. I hope it helps somebody. Peace.